Hello everyone, welcome you all on our online lecture series on element of machine design subject. This is our third lecture, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about some properties of unit number 1, that is fundamental of machine design. There are different properties of material, out of which we are going to discuss near about 11 to 12 properties in this lecture, and you will going to understand all this property. Now we will start from the first property, that is strength. Here is the example of strength. A boy is holding a metal rod and applies external force at its end. Though the material is not bending or yielding, that time we can say as by applying external force when the material is not breaking or yielding, that time the material is having a better strength. Here is the definition of strength. Strength, it is a property of a material to resist the external force applied without breaking or yielding. Now we will consider another example. Consider this is a metal rod and we apply external force at its end for bending purpose, and after applying external force it get bent and break into two segments. That time we say as the strength property of this material is minimum as compared to the example. Okay, here the two words are important: without breaking and yielding. After this, the next property is fatigue. In this property we consider a metal rod is shown in figure, a long metal rod, and we apply a fluctuating load. Here the yellow images are applying the fluctuating load. Fluctuating load means it applies the tensile load as well as compressive load simultaneously. That fluctuating load, because of the fluctuating load, the material get extend and compress. When we apply the external load, that is fatigue load or fluctuating load, any machine component, it gives the result of loading capacity. We can have that load on a graph. This is a fluctuating load, means when we apply the 100 kg of load on any object and remove up to the 0 kg, and again apply 50, 0, 80, this type of load is known as a fluctuating load. And by applying this fluctuating load, the crack formation start inside the material. Here you can see that a small crack is forming inside the material where the weak portion is in that material, and the crack is propagating towards the other end of material, and after the propagating, the material it break into two segments. Here you can see that the long piece is break into two segments. That time we say it as a fatigue. But here we have to consider that the load is applying is not a constant one, it is a fluctuating one. Okay, now we will take the definition of, we will read the definition of fatigue. When a machine component is fails due to external repeated or fluctuating load. This is the important one, repeated or fluctuating load. Another way we can write it as in material science, fatigue is the weakening of a material caused by the cyclic load. Cyclic load, it is similar to the fluctuating load. Cyclic loading that results the propagates structural damage and the growth of crack. By this example, I hope you all are understand the fatigue property. After fatigue property, now we have the next property, that is elasticity. The two properties here, most important one from exam point of view, elasticity and plasticity. First of all, we will discuss the first property, that is property number 3, elasticity. To understand the main concept behind the elasticity property, we will take one example here. Consider this is a metal rod and we apply the external pressure at its both end. Now you can see that the pressure or the force which is applied at the end of body, that is the tensile force, and by applying the tensile force on any element or any mechanical component, the length of that material get increases in positive dimensions. And here we can assume that the length of material get increases by amount delta L, and after a certain time when we release that load, that time the material get its come to original shape and size. Here you can see that in image number 3 the material's length is similar to the original length. Okay, now the elasticity property comes here. When we release external applied load, that time the material comes into original shape and size. That property of a material is known as elasticity. We will read the statement of elasticity. It is the property of material which enables it to regain its original shape and size after removing external load. It is called as elasticity. And opposite of that, the next property is plasticity. And we will take some example for that. Here is a metal rod and we apply the external pull type of force at its both end, and by applying the external load the length of material get increases in positive dimension. Before of that, in elasticity property we have discussed that when the length of material get increases after removing the external load, the material comes to its original shape and size. But here what will happen is that when we remove the external load, here you can see that the external load is represented by the yellow arrow. When we remove the external load, that time the material not comes to its original shape and size, and that property of a material is known as plasticity. Okay, here you can see that when the material get change into its shape and size after applying the external pressure. Okay, these property are important from exam point of view. Then we have the next property, that is ductility. As the two properties are correlate with one force, that is elasticity and plasticity, and both are depending upon the applied load. If the shape and size comes to its original shape and size, that time we say that the material is having the elasticity, and if the material's shape and size not comes to its original position or original shape and size, that time we call it as a plasticity. In similar way, we have the second properties are ductility and malleability. And to understand both the properties, we will take one example here. This is a metal rod, and when we apply the external load at its one end, consider one end of that material is fixed now and we pull at its another end. When we pull to that material, after certain applying load, the material converted into a thin wire. Here we have a thin wire which is drawn out from the stock or the raw material, and when we can able to make the stock or a material into a thin wire, that time the property of that material is known as the ductility. Okay, then we will read the statement of ductility. The property of material that enables it to drawn out. Here the material's definition start, it to drawn out or elongate in the form of wire with the applicable tensile force. It is called as ductility. Okay, after that the next property is malleability. Here also we have seen many of time the example of malleability. Now consider this is a metal stock or a material, and we apply the external force at its top side. When we apply or hammer at its top side, that time after certain time or after applying external load, the material changes into a thin sheet or a roll sheet. That time the property of that material which is known as malleability. That means when we apply external force or when we hammer at its top, that materials drawn into a thin sheet, not into a wire. That time we call it as a malleable material. Okay, here is a statement of malleability. The property of material that enables it to undergo change in shape and size without breaking. Here the important point is that when we apply or hammer at its top side, that time the material should form into a thin sheet but without breaking. This is the main condition here. And the second point, the malleability is the physical property of metal that defines their ability to be hammered or press. When we press it or hammered it, it is the, we will read the definition again. Malleability is the physical property of a metal that defines their ability to be hammered, press or roll. Rolling is the process in between two rollers into a thin sheet without breaking. This point is important, without breaking. That time the property, that material which having, we call it as a malleability. Okay, after that the brittleness. Brittleness, you have seen lot of time that example. Here we have to take a consideration of any material that you have seen previous. When we apply external force on any material, that time that material get break down into pieces without bending, and that means that material is having the brittleness property. Okay, we know that when we apply or trying to bend chalk, that time it cannot able to bend that material, or when we try to bend the glass, that time we cannot able to bend it because both the material is having the property that is a brittleness. Okay, but what is going to happen here, when we apply the force on that material, surrounding of it or outer surface, none of any physical changes we can see. The crack formation starts from inside, and when we applied external pressure or the pressure get increases beyond its limit, that time the crack propagation start increasing and the material get break without showing any neck formation or the any bending phenomena. Okay, and the definition of brittleness is, it is the property of breaking of metal with little permanent deformation without rupture. Okay, and after that the second property is resilience. Resilience is the capacity of a material to absorb energy within elastic limit. Now when we apply external force or any type of force, that time the material having some property of absorbing that energy, but up to elasticity limit only. We know that what is the elasticity limit? When we apply the pressure and after removing that pressure, the material comes to its original shape and size. That limit is known as elasticity. Okay, and up to that limit, that material get absorb energy is known as the resilience. And here we have other 2 points also, that is modulus of resilience and proof resilience. These 2 points which we have in next point also while solving the example. We will discuss both the point while solving the example. Then the next property is toughness. Now you have to take one example randomly after discussion of toughness property. Here we will take one example, the metal stock, which is a cylindrical shape, and when we hammer at its top, that time what will be going to happen? The crack formation starts inside, and if that material is not having the toughness property, that time it will get break down into two parts. Okay, but if that material is having that property, then it cannot break down into two pieces by applying the external force or hammer or any external force which is shown in figure also. That time the material's property is known as a toughness property. Okay, here we have the statement of toughness. It is the property of material to resist fracture due to high impact load like hammer blow. Okay, now you have to make comparison in between strength and toughness. This is the first assignment for you. Then we have the last point is creep. We will go through the statement first of all. When a machine component is subjected to a constant stress or constant load at a high temperature for a long period of time, it will undergo a slow propagative permanent deformation is called as creep. Many of time the confusion arises here in creep and toughness property. We will separate both the property by a small point. Now in toughness what we have, that when we apply external load or impact load or hammer blow, that is in toughness, but here in creep we have the loading is a constant one at high temperature and for a long time. These three conditions we have to take in consideration while defining the concept of creep. To understand that concept, we will take one example. As this figure shows that it is a simply supported beam, and on that beam we put a constant load at high temperature for a long time. Okay, after certain time the material or the beam get deformed into permanent shape, and this property is known as creep property. Now if you have any question, write down and we will discuss all these questions in our Google meeting. Okay, thank you. In next lecture we have the point stress and different type of stresses also. Thank you.